Hey guys, welcome to a special Bobby Pin TV, Bobby Pin Live. What should I call this show? I still don't have a name for it, but tonight I am excited to introduce a topic, a specific focus topic. All right. The girls are wearing little to nothing. And is this a fashion trend that we should embrace, or is it time to cover up? All right. So here's my intro. From Disney World to HBCU homecoming, the girls are outside and so are their cheeks. But is today's fashion a bold expression of femininity or a slippery slope away from self-respect? All right. So tonight we are joined with a special guest in the fashion world to dive into a heated debate around women's clothing in 2025. We'll unpack commentary from icons like Sherry Shepherd and Felicia Rashad, react to viral TikTok takes, and ask the real question again: is it time to cover up, or are the old heads just stuck in the past? All right, so I want to play this little intro before we bring up our guest. Here's what's tea. Here's what's going on in these internet streets in case you were not aware. Specifically, there was a young lady who went viral for her sharing her birthday at Disney World, and she saw some strange things.
Daddy, like a family-friendly amusement park. Do y'all have to hoe up every damn event? Help me to understand. 5-year-olds walking around with their daddies, like a family-friendly amusement park. Do y'all have to hoe up every damn event? Help me to understand.
All right, so this is a TikTok from a young lady who recently visited Disney, and she's just clearly proud of her little shorts and her short skirt so much that she took the viral TikTok sound and applied it to her fit check. And in the comments, one of her followers said, her point is valid. I mean, it is a family park. And she said, yeah, I was there with my family, not thinking about nobody else. So again, what is the real tea? What is really happening right now in these streets? So to help me unpack this and discuss our take, I have a special guest. All right. Tonight's guest is bringing runway realness and Southern flair to the conversation. Ryan, better known as Muse, is the creative force behind Muse's Closet, a Houston-based styling showroom known for blending haute couture and emerging talent. From styling Latavia Robertson of Destiny's Child to working with Essence magazine execs and gracing New York Fashion Week, clock that tea, his eye for elegance has landed his work in People, ID, Jet, and Billboard. Whether you need a red carpet look or a custom piece that turns heads, Muse has you covered, literally. And when he's not styling the stars, he's styling me. And he's sharpening his media game as communication student at Texas Southern University. Let's go ahead and welcome to the show, Muse's Closet. Hey, friend.
Hey, I felt like I was on Jerry Springer, you in the back like this, like waiting to come out.
We were supposed to chase you.
Hey, Miss Bobby Pin, the truth.
I'm so glad that you joined me tonight for this special conversation. I would love your expertise and your take on these topics, right?
Okay.
I think there's going to be areas where we're going to agree. You and I have wonderful conversations on a friendly level anyway. But I also think we might disagree in some places. So just from that initial view, what do you think about that young lady's outfit at a family park, right? It's not like just Six Flags or Dave and Buster's or somewhere where, children may be there, but it's more so geared for adults. Disney World is definitely for children. And she said she didn't care. She was there with her family and she wore her little short dresses and her little short skirt. So what did you think?
Well, in that video, I really didn't see no cheekage. I didn't see no undercupping of booty. So, how old was she? How old was she?
I do not know that, but for her to say that she had a family, I'm gonna say she was grown. Let's give her late 20s, early 30s.
Okay, so I feel like she probably hot. So to me, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Now, if she was literally walking around with crack, like the shorts are all in the crack and cleavage, then yeah, that would be a problem. But I did not see anything wrong with her outfit. Those outfits that I saw in the video.
So let's put a pin in that because there are more clips I'm going to show that will, in fact, the viral TikTok that sparked tonight's conversation, the people that the young lady was talking about actually responded to her. So we're gonna roll that footage, but first I want to talk about Sherry Shepherd. The Oscars just passed a couple of weeks ago, and Sherry Shepherd actually caught a lot of heat from people who felt like she was being judgmental, outdated, and just outright wrong for calling out the girlies for their Oscars look. So let's look at those clips before you and I discuss that. I'm still learning my software, like I told y'all. But I got the clip. Here we go. All right, now I gotta make sure y'all
Be
can
a
hear it.
little mysterious. But you know, when they look at these girls, they don't have any secrets. Nobody gets to use imagination or their mind. And I want to say, Megan Thee Stallion, I love you. I do. But I'm so upset because
let me start it from the beginning, y'all. That's not the beginning.
everything. Zoe Kravitz graced us with her butt crack. You could see everything. Megan Thee Stallion wore a dark green gown with only matching green pasties to cover up her breasts. And so this is where I have to put my Sherry wig on. And I say this with all of the love that I have. Ladies, this is not it. And I say this because there are young women, young girls who are looking up to all of you. All of you. And like, you're going to have these young girls, these young ladies emulating you. And you remember when your grandmother would tell you, let them use their imaginations, be a little mysterious. But you know, when they look at these girls, they don't have any secrets. Nobody gets to use imagination or their mind. And I want to say, Megan Thee Stallion, I love you. I do. But I'm so upset because God gave you a legitimate gift. You got it. You are amazing with your lyrical rhymes and how smart you are. And I know people, a lot of these celebrities, they say they don't want to be a role model. But here's the thing. It comes with the territory, being a role model. You can't escape it because, Megan, when you said you graduated from college, do you know how many young girls you inspired to go to school also?
All right, so I'm going to pause it there because I ain't trying to get copyrighted again. But listen, okay. But I feel like my perspective of Sherry's take on this was truly from a space of empowerment. I feel like she was trying to speak life into them. And what people really took problem with is, yes, she named these other talents, but she drilled in on Megan and they felt like she was kind of picking on her. I took it as it's a sister fixing another sister's crown. She spoke life into her. She said beautiful things about her talent, about her mental abilities and her influence and how to use it effectively. And I'm just going to be honest, when I saw it, and I'm not the biggest fashion girly, but I know a look when I see one. And I was gagged when I saw Megan's look and not in a good way. I just felt like it was distasteful nudity. And I studied art history in college, so I get nudity and drawing that line. But I just didn't like Megan's look at all. So I see you pointing to this gorgeous gown you have behind me. Is that sheer?
It's literally yes, it's nothing underneath this gown. This is literally naked. This is something Meg would probably wear. But I honestly, Megan has never been a fashion girl. Okay? Mm-hmm. So Megan has never gave y'all looks that y'all was just like, bitch, that's what I'm talking about. She is always, to me, no shade, no tea, she's giving me always upscale Fashion Nova.
Ooh, well.
Like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, her looks have always been.
Well, I wonder if that's I'm going to call it an issue right now.
Gowns, like couture prom gowns.
Is it the fact that everybody has access to the same clothing now, right? Once upon a time, stylists had exclusive looks. Celebrities were set apart from the regular person. And I feel like nowadays, everybody can go to the same websites and get the same items. So is that also what's happening, right? And then let's add to that artist development. You know what I mean? So they're not hiring stylists. They talking to their homeboy that they went to college with, or they're styling themselves because they're famous overnight. So anyway, I'm just giving that leeway, I guess, to Megan.
But Sherry just, again, like she said, they don't sign us to be role models, right? So, and honestly, Megan's audience is not watching the Oscars.
Mm,
Megan's audience is not watching the Oscars. Trust and believe. When she performed at Essence, didn't have some people know who she was. I promise you. Her audience is not watching. Her audience is literally down the street making TikTok videos, tripping out. Okay, they tripping out. Her audience is not sitting at home watching the Oscars looking for gowns and inspiration. They're not. So Megan wore
well, so
that
even
for.
more than what would be her benefit? What would be the point of wearing something that would make sense to her audience in a space that is not geared to her audience? What would be
Because
the styling decision to make
because
headlines?
what we're doing this right now, what Sherry was
Mm,
doing, she's the top of conversation. Lil Kim didn't give a damn about what y'all thought about what she wore. Okay, Lil Kim came
hmm.
out there with titties out, hair unzipped, and didn't give a damn. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
so Lil Kim, and she's considered one of the most fashionable women of her day.
yeah,
Okay, Versace did collections with Lil Kim because of
yeah.
what she was doing. So Megan is just that girl that is emulating what she saw and says,
Okay.
you know what? I'm trying to break a mold. I'm trying to shake shit up. I'm trying to shake it on the girls because nobody's out here shaking it on the girls. No one is giving you Little Kim. No one is giving you, you know, Couture 304.
Yeah,
Okay, Megan being from Houston, baby, all day. She took her country flair and said, "Baby, let me go out here. I got a body. I'm gonna
yeah,
let y'all. I'm gonna show it off." So again, it's just because we have this social media has made everything so amplified that it's become such a people in other people's business. Like I said, Lil Kim was doing this. Christina Aguilera was doing this back in the day.
yeah,
J Lo was doing this. Tony Braxton was doing this.
yeah, yeah,
But it wasn't. We didn't. We whoop, whoop, gone about our business because because those were celebrities. We expected daring looks from them. We expected couture looks from them. The looks
yeah.
they have, we shouldn't be having on the racks. Like we shouldn't be
Mm,
able to get those looks because those are the looks of oh girl, yes ma'am, Megan. But there's some designer out there. Oh, I can emulate that costume. I can emulate that outfit. Bam, you're gonna see it somewhere. So to your point,
coughs and
these
Fashion
looks are
Nova,
no
coughs and
longer
Shein.
Shein, Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Things,
Now,
and
I wasn't gonna bring this up in this particular episode, but Pretty Little Things recently went viral, ruffled a couple feathers with their overhaul. Now, Pretty Little Things is a UK brand, but a lot of Americans wear them. A lot of
mhm,
our American celebrities and influencers are the face of Pretty Little Things. And
mhm.
the conversation a couple of months ago with them was this rebrand that we've seen to a more conservative look. Like they've changed their logo, the way the website looks, the type of clothing that they sell is a lot more modest, a lot more conservative, a lot more quote unquote old money. So since we're talking about that, what do you think about a fast fashion brand like that shifting to be more conservative, especially at a time where oh, this could get so deep, Ryan. Okay. So we're at a time where there's body liberation, sexual liberation that we have worked for decades. And we're a lot more open and tolerant than we ever have been as a society. But at the same time, we're watching a rapid shift to more conservative values, whether it's weight loss and getting skinny, whether it's covering up more, whether it's the old money aesthetic. You hear people saying that a lot more. So, what do you think about that shift in a fast fashion brand stepping away from, we're watching Forever 21 close its doors? So the tide is shifting. So, what do you think about that?
I think because actually went to a Pretty Little Things fashion show when I think they had when they did a collaboration with Saweetie. I think at the time it was Saweetie and Quavo perform. I went to one of their shows, and to say they moved away from, to me, trendy pieces to more conservative, like a J Lux, like a Dillard's, like a
Not Dillard's.
Macy's. I say that is going to church. I really do not see people talking about Pretty Little Things like they used to.
Because it's changed.
Except only during Fashion Week. I do know they still do a show like during Fashion Week. I know what their show is considered one of the good influencer shows to go to. So, but outside of that, like Akira, like Shop Akira, their pieces I can honestly say is very daring, very above its time. Like it's giving you concert, like it's giving you stage appearance. Like they have a lot of pieces that you can see artists performing in, right? So I think where Pretty Little Things has gone now, I feel like they're slowly declining, and they're no longer competition to a Fashion Nova, an Akira. And a lot of people don't know about Shop Akira, which is crazy. But Akira, Fashion Nova, and J Lux have really just stepped up.
So I feel like, okay, since we're on the topic, let me educate people. This article was published March 11th of this year by The Cut, which is a reputable media outlet specifically with fashion. And again, Pretty Little Things, which is a UK-based retailer that was known for clingy, colorful, and affordable clubwear and vacation pieces. It recently underwent an overhaul it did announce a rebrand. But yeah, people were upset that, again, the bright, colorful looks that helped popularize its aesthetic has been wiped from its Instagram and replaced with beige and brown dresses and the muted color of the moment, butter yellow. All right. So just to show you, like we were talking about Fashion Nova, Shein, when we say those brands, you know exactly what comes to mind. But look, they even changed their logo. Pretty Little Things used to be in like a Helvetica sans serif font. Now it's cursive, and it reminds me of like Gossip Girl, or I don't know how to say it other than
they realize their audience money has shifted. Like the girls, they no longer want the teeny boppers, the girls who, got $20 in their purse.
This is what Pretty Little Things used to look like. Titties all out, child. Just
very, very, very trendy, very on trend, very quick, bam. But Pretty Little Things is like, hey, we want some pieces that you can wear over time, right? They want to be in the lane of what's that word where you can it's gonna be around for classic pieces like Diane von Furstenberg and the wrap dress. Like they want to have pieces that is what's the not antique, but where you can have a look. Every woman needs
vintage,
a little black dress,
classic,
right?
Yeah,
Classic.
staples.
Yeah, they want classic looks. Like every woman needs a little black dress, so they want to provide those pieces that can withstand. Like you just don't wear it for that one time.
Yeah. No, I get that, and I think you're right too, in the sense that their demographic has aged. And you want to go where the money is, and with no shade to the young kids, the young girls, but do y'all have coin to be patronizing these brands? So I understand the game and how it goes. We try and get shows. All right, I'm having some technical difficulties with my camera, but I am going to try to solve this as we move along to our next clip. So we talked about Sherry Shepherd and her critique of the Oscars. Now I want to play this clip from Felicia Rashad, our beloved actress, legendary, iconic
from Houston,
Felicia
also.
Rashad. Yes, JY Proud. She attended Jack Yates along with her sister. I got to teach there. Yes, Debbie Allen. I got to teach there last school year, and I actually met Debbie Allen last year at Janet Jackson's concert. Whole nother conversation for another time. But not you spraying your hair, boy. Anyway, let's listen to Felicia Rashad on a recent interview on The Breakfast Club, where she again is speaking life into our young queens, and some of them weren't feeling it. Even this hair shake, I can't. Here we go.
No, I grew up on Method Man saying,
I started from the beginning.
And I hope young ladies listening, don't take this as personal criticism because I don't mean it that way.
Mhm.
But you're young queens, beautiful and smart and brilliant and bright. And it really, I don't know,
Sounds a
I'm
lot like
taken
what
aback when I see
Sherry said.
on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing.
Mhm.
And you correct me if I'm wrong, sir.
Mhm.
No man wants his woman to be out like that,
Mhm.
right?
No, I grew up on Method Man saying wearing 3/4 of cloth, never showing your stuff off.
And like you said, there are ways of being sexy without showing so much.
Oh, please. And that's really not sexy.
I mean,
Mm.
one of the most sexiest, most beautiful pictures is you. I forgot what year it was, but you got on like a basketball jersey and like some jeans. You eating some popcorn. That is.
Mm.
And I don't mean
Not Charlamagne trying to hit on Felicia Rashad. Boy, if you don't get your all right. So yeah, what do you think about her again? Speaking life, encouraging. She doesn't sound like an old hater that's
Oh
mad that
no,
she's
Felicia
past her
Rashad would
prime.
never be a hater, honey. Felicia Rashad would never that legend, that icon would never be a hater. But again, she is auntie, she is grandma, she is like we can't even refute what she's saying. Like she's like we're gonna leave it like, yes, ma'am, we understand that, girl. Speak your truth. Yes. But in the back of our minds, we like, girl, now you know them girls about to be out there with, you know, new day and age, these girls out here, boots on the ground, titties on the round. Okay. So she's coming from a place of where she grew up, in the era she grew up. Like he said, that picture of her, I think, was like in the 70s. She had that jersey on, her little baby afro, and she's just looking at the camera. Girls don't take pictures like that no more. They, it's some girls who like to, you know, reenact and recreate those kind of stuff. But we're living in a day and age where Sexy Red Glorilla, you know, is out here throwing sex in your face. And it's up to, and I'm gonna say it, y'all might get mad, but it's up to the parents, the ones raising these young women, if we're gonna talk about that, to teach them they are a queen. You know, if you want to be treated right, go out there, baby, but make sure you get it at home first. So, but again, like Lizzo. Lizzo was a big girl out here, right? And people used to talk about her. Now, she was doing some things she shouldn't have been doing. Like you out here just literally ass on seats at games and just shaking it, you know. But then get mad when people talking about you. But you're giving us a reason to comment on something. So, but then say, well, if Beyonce was doing this, y'all wouldn't. Beyonce wouldn't do that. We don't expect that from her. We expect that from a Sexy Red. We expect that from, you know, girls who are looking for antics and attention, right? So Felicia Rashad, I won't even take what she's saying as anything but love and, you know, generational knowledge. Because again, she she grew up in a different day and age, right? So I don't know, like Felicia Rashad, like I wouldn't even add her. Like her comment is just grandma auntie conversation. Like you walk out the door and be like, "Grandma, I love you, auntie. You know you my girl," and go.
I mean, so here's the thing, like,
Because we still have Holly Berry out here dressing sexy, showing a little cleavage, a little
but
cheek.
what's
Like,
the difference between Felicia Rashad saying it and Sherry Shepherd saying it? Why is it okay for Felicia Rashad to say it and not Sherry?
well, no, I never said Sherry couldn't say it, but
Or is it because Felicia, Miss Rashad's statement was blanket versus targeted at any one
yes,
person?
yeah, I think that's literally what it is. Because she was talking about college girls. You know, yes. Now again, college girls is educate. Like those are girls are going to classrooms, right? Them girls
They
are
dressing
going.
like that on the campuses too, honey.
Now again, some colleges actually do have dress codes.
Okay.
Some college campuses do have dress codes, and some of them do enforce it. Like I know it used to be at like Morehouse, men could not wear women's clothing. Like they really have dress codes at certain college campuses to enforce. You can't go with your titties out, booty cheeks clapping. Okay, some college campuses do enforce that. So where Felicia was talking about was college, because that's what she said. You on college. No man wants to. Again, the old school thinking. No man wants to bring home a hoe to his mama. Okay, you gonna meet this man on college. Y'all doing all this because again, she's school days. She coming from Cosby school days. You know that era. Because nowadays, girls ain't meeting the husbands on college campuses. They too busy getting to their bag, getting their money, and going about their business. So Felicia's still trying to put women in that mind frame of you gotta go to school to get you a husband and it's gonna take care of you. That's literally what she said. Bam. And Sherry was
Well,
literally just talking about Megan and of her place in the entertainment industry being a role model to these girls looking at the TV screen.
well, to that point, let's go ahead to our next clip where you mentioned that Felicia Rashad's take was in support of women trying to find a husband. Well, there were some women that didn't take too kind to that stance and they disagree. They don't. Anyway, let's listen to them. They didn't call Felicia Rashad a pick me girl.
Did you hear about the women who became angry with Felicia Rashad after she said that women need to put on some clothes because men don't like that? And I'll be honest, when I heard what she said, I was like, hell no. Felicia Rashad is the actress who portrayed the matriarch in the legendary sitcom The Cosby Show. She recently appeared on The Breakfast Club, where she offered criticism for modern women.
I don't mean to be critical, and I hope young ladies listening don't take this as personal criticism, because I don't mean it that way. But you're young queens, beautiful and smart and brilliant and bright.
Okay.
And it really, I know I'm taken aback when I see on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing. Male instructors don't like it. But more importantly than that,
Did she say Ann?
no man wants this woman.
Wait, what'd you say?
Did that woman in the corner say Ann?
Yeah, she's upset. She's pissed. Look at her
To be
face.
out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Male instructor's not gonna like that, and your husband not gonna like it either. So what? The backlash was swift, with women saying Felicia Rashad is a pick-me. I had no idea. A pick-me describes a woman who develops her character and way of being around the desire to be chosen by a man. Even though women were annoyed by what she said, guess who came to her defense? This man. His name is Corey Holcomb, and he describes himself as a comedian and podcast host.
Our respectable sister, Felicia Rashad, is being called names, but she wasn't speaking with hate. She got hateful responses from career loser women.
I'm not even going to spend too much time on.
Wait, he called them career losers. People don't like Corey Holcomb, and there's definitely been a few things that he said that have been questionable, but you're not going to say that man not funny. Oh my God.
What he said, because look how he's talking about women. This man think because he got a microphone, he actually got some wisdom. No, you don't, boo. He called Felicia a respectable woman because she places men on a pedestal. The truth is, most men don't deserve to be placed on a pedestal, and most don't want it.
Okay, so keep in mind, you was talking about it's up to the parents. These are the aunties. These are the mothers. These are the grandmothers.
Oh, we are a lost society, Lord. We are lost.
That's who's raising the sexy reds. I ain't even about to go.
But see, the crazy part about it's so crazy that she's like, talking about Felicia Rashad is a pick me. But again, Felicia Rashad, the icon, the legend, comes from a generation in a time where women was going to school. They was picking nursing, education, and acting, because a lot of women did go into acting, and it was that was what they were going to was finding a husband. So again, Felicia Rashad, she's not saying these women are hoes, bums, raggedy ass bitches, none of that.
I also feel like she's not only talking about college women. She did use that example on college campus.
No,
so I feel you on that.
College.
But I think she was also trying to inspire women, period, that we are more than just
remember,
our
she
bodies.
was also a department head at Howard.
HU.
So, yeah, she was literally a department head. So she's out, again, education is her background. She's a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, which I was supposed to be president. The Kamala Harris is a member of. So again, you're talking about a woman who has always been part of poised and grace and fabulous and just all around what they would consider femininity and womanhood. Bam.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
the way she delivers a message is going to be different than how JT from the City Girls deliver a message. You can't even compare. So Felicia Rashad is auntie grandma over there. Sherry Shepherd. Sherry Shepherd was just telling y'all, baby, you didn't have to have your titties out. You didn't have to show no booty crack. Okay? But Felicia Rashad to say she's a pick me, she is a pick me. And she got picked.
And she's been picked, baby. Let's
She's
clock
been
that
picked
tea.
multiple times in many different things in life.
Yeah.
So sometimes we can learn from those, from every part of the world and the people around us. Like you may not like one thing that she said, but something she said has merit in life. Like you have to pick and choose what you want to take from people when they're giving advice. You may not agree with the whole statement, but
No, I actually agree with that. And I feel like the generational wars has been a thing for decades, for centuries, even, particularly in our community. So I'm not going to discredit that. But I feel like there is and maybe social media is just amplifying it, but I feel like there's even more lack of respect and even disdain for our elders. Like you could be in the comments. Okay, I commented on something the other day on one of the blogs about DDG, and somebody came in my profile and said I looked old as hell. Like they really hate the idea of like being old. And it's crazy to me because the only choice is to die or continue to age. The goal is to age, right? If you're doing it right, you're gonna get old. And you should be able to do so with grace and class. And I feel like one
thank
of
you.
the
This what this is 40. I'm 40. Like I love a lot
clock
of
it 40 giving 14, huh? Okay, Face.
okay. So again, we're in a day and age where people feel like their opinion
Well, this is
is
what I was going to
fact.
add to that. These kids are crashing out because they're not listening to the elders. They have turned their back on what the elders have to say. The people who made it that far and made it that far for a reason, and we should listen to them. And please don't misunderstand me because we're about to get into our next segment, and I'm going to start showing you what was actually worn at Disney World, what the girls are wearing in real time right now. And I, have to admit that when the scrunchy yoga pants came out, I had a pair. I love a nice little split. I love me some good cleavage. I have not been above dressing a little risque in certain environments. And I feel like that's what's missing is knowing the time and the place. That is the problem right now. And our elders used to be able to put us in our place and we would respect it. We might not have liked it, but we would respect it. And I feel like that's what's lacking these days. So let's go ahead and look at the lack of decorum that is happening out here in these Disney World streets. How dare you where children are? That's the other thing. Disney World is not just any old place. This is a place for children.
Which was founded by a racist and a slave owner. Okay, keep going.
I was about to say that's true too, but I know what we're talking about.
Okay.
Sleeping Beauty, whatever. We all dressed up.
Got started from the beginning. So this is the viral TikTok that sparked tonight's conversation. Girl, come on and load. She just got a like out of me.
Girls in the whole wide world went to Epcot in Orlando to celebrate my birthday. March 29th, big Aries energy, whoop whoop, whatever. Okay, cool. So we get there, and of course, everybody's dressed up. I did the Ariel thing. My homegirl did Sleeping Beauty, drinking, whatever. We all dressed up in our little fits, and it was cute. So it was different groups of girls that were there. Black women specifically. I'm calling you out because I wouldn't be me if I didn't. Okay, so Disney World is a family-friendly amusement park. Keyword on family. The amount of tennis skirts and ass cheeks that I saw at Disney World gave me secondhand embarrassment. It's going to take me 2 weeks to recover from.
Oh, Lord.
There is no reason why you are dressed up as Princess Tiana and your ass is hanging out the bottom of your skirt.
Hold on.
It's not.
Hold on. Because I got Exhibit A of a Princess Tiana. One. It was the gag is she was talking about a specific group of women, but if you go down the rabbit hole, if you just click a couple more TikToks over,
I know that's what you did.
I you can't help it.
Oh.
Hold on, Tiana. And did you hear where she got him from?
Shin.
We gotta blame this travesty on Shein. Okay, so here's the gag about her outfit. From the front, Ryan, it doesn't look that bad. But
At
if it's
all.
that short in the front, Ryan, and you know she gotta have, even if it's a little bump. Shorts. Shorts.
I know I got my hair left clean, my top of rainbow, my skirt and boots, and my crocs.
No. From the front, I don't see nothing wrong with these outfits.
Really, it was the first girl that is why I pulled up this video. But I feel like
I don't see nothing wrong. These are literally high schoolers. I'm gonna say high school, probably college girls. And
no, Brian. No. Hold on. I haven't even watched this all the way through either. No. At Disney World, where you take babies. The first now, no judgment.
I can't really see because the front, I'm not seeing booty cheeks from the side. Like that girl, I can see a little bit. Yeah, her shorts are short in the back, but from the front with all those outfits, I saw thighs.
Don't worry.
It's hot. So yeah, show me some because I want to see, because the woman said it was Chica Chow.
I want to finish. Chica, I want to finish with her. Let's let her finish giving her little tea. She said, "Bring back shame." For real. All right, let her keep going.
And I'm talking about March the 29th. Y'all was at Disney World, and it was ass everywhere. Ass everywhere. We talking about babies in strollers, 5-year-olds walking around with their daddies, like a family-friendly amusement park. Do y'all have to hoe up every damn event? Help me to understand. What would make you comfortable enough to wear a tennis skirt so short it's 6 inches of raw ass hanging off the bottom of it? We at Disney World. My God.
My God. All right, Ryan, since you don't believe her, let your eyes see it. And I feel like we're going to get to this later into the show, right? In terms of body type, I think that plays a part into this trend. I don't know who was the first person to wear the bubble skirts and tennis skirts, but I'm going to assume it was somebody that ain't really have all that donk, ain't really have all the meat like some of these girls have. So here's another fit check headed to Disney World, Epcot.
I'm Ariel. Hey, I'm Moana.
Y'all.
Hi, I'm Minnie.
I don't care how young they are, Ryan. Ain't no way that's appropriate. I can't get back to it now. But the little outfits were so little. Okay, so you said it's fine because they're young girls?
Again, I'm looking for the front. Like I did not. She didn't say titties was out, so I'm happy no titties was out. But she said booty cheeks. So again, I was looking for BBLs, wide hips, built like Tiny. Like I was looking for that. And none of those girls honestly showed me none of that. So if they would have turned around, then I'm like, baby, why you got to? So from me looking at these videos just from the front, I'm like, oh, that's wrong. But now if I was there and saw, because again, I've been here and I've seen it. I went to the mall and what's this?
I'm
That's
just showing you more.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with this romper, this denim romper.
No, baby.
Now she just looks.
You keep saying, okay, is she gonna turn all the way around? That's still not inappropriate to you for Disney World, not a beach.
Not
an adults only resort.
She has a garter belt on. That's wrong. Girl, get your ass on.
They're all giving the same energy. And that's okay. I'm glad you pointed out the garter belt because that also stood out to me for the same reason. It's like they gotta one up each other. This girl did it and she was kind of slutty, so I gotta out slut her. Let me add a garter belt. her skirt was short and I could almost see her, but let me get a shorter skirt so you can actually see my butt. Because that's really what's happening. Now, this group isn't that bad for the most part. This particular group, except for that first girl, bless her heart. She the only one that didn't get the memo.
She got on shorts.
I'm assuming that's the mama that she's giving chaperone vibes. I hope, if I'm not wrong, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, so you said you want to see something from the back. I was hesitant. I was trying to decide if I wanted to show this video or not. But
so what about
again,
this dress? Do you think this dress is hoe vibes?
I think it's about the time and place to a nice setting that would make sense.
Okay, let me see this.
Silver dress. I'm gonna restart it. I want you to pay attention to the silver dress.
Well, the blue one, her dress went up.
She had shorts on underneath at least, but I feel like that's still inappropriate. Oh my gosh, I'm having technical difficulties. Full on cheekage. I don't want to just sit on it because I feel like that's also like playing her, but it is also on the internet. Full cheekage, bro. Like I don't need to see it again. Look, it's too short. It's too short. It's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. At Disney World. Okay. We're not talking about Six Flags. We're not talking about. I don't even know what an adult adventure park would look like.
I'm not disagreeing at all. If booty cheeks is being shown, y'all know y'all should have had on some longer shorts or something, or put some shorts on underneath your skirt.
I think that's also part of it too. It's the lack of, if you must wear it that short, like they're intentionally showing ass. Like that's the part that's crazy. Like
because they're from the generation of Sexy Red and JT and Young Miami.
To that girl who said she saw too many ungodly body parts at Disney World, listen.
I thought her take was funny.
They be barely wearing clothes to Applebee's.
To the Applebee's.
So what would make you think they would have any decorum at Disney World? Listen, they go grocery shopping like that, okay? I guess cheeks out. It's in now, okay? This ain't no hate to the creator who made that observation of too many ungodly body parts.
Ungodly body parts.
World. Listen, I actually follow her, by the way. Following back. But listen, that's what it is now. Listen, I remember when they got on here complaining about how they was dressed at homecoming. And I've been told y'all, this ain't nothing new, okay? They halfway closed at Applebee's. Y'all think they finna wear clothes somewhere else? Your body, your choice. Wear whatever you want to wear. If you want to have ungodly body parts out at Disney World, that's your prerogative, okay? But don't be surprised when other people make observations and be like,
right.
Are we really gonna be showing that at Disney World? I mean, there are kids here.
Okay, so speaking of being upset about, hold on, y'all.
What about niggas in gray sweatpants?
If they're wearing that at a child only function, okay, I'm glad that you asked that. I feel like this conversation is literally more necessary than we realize.
Yeah, because women, I've seen, baby, they'll love to see some gray sweatpants. Oh, yes, gray sweatpants. Ooh,
women, that's the key word. Women wearing your ass out or wearing gray sweatpants around children is predatory. Let's clock it.
Just like women wearing their ass out is predatory.
That's literally what I just said. Women wearing their ass out at Disney, or men wearing gray sweatpants or basketball shorts and doing that trip out stuff around children. It's predatory. It's fucking weird.
Video who was also there celebrating her birthday.
So this young lady, hold on, let me set up this clip. This young lady assumed that the original clip that we watched was talking about her. Now, as we've seen, there have been many Princess Tianas with their ass out. So who's to say she's really the one? But look at her friend.
She wants to feel special.
Okay. Look at her friend. Well, keep watching. It might have really been her.
Is a new trend that everybody go. They hang out with their girls. They have a good time. Most girls go for their birthday or just a good trip just to hang out. I was Princess Tiana. I was also celebrating my birthday. Also big Aries energy. And I'm making this video not to be confrontational, but just to get things out there. For one, what you have on don't determine who you are as a person.
What do you think about that? Because I'm on the fence about it.
That's all. Well, she didn't say you was a bad person.
She called them 304s.
She
And a
no, she
lot of
said
other
y'all
people
have to
who
hoe
responded.
up everywhere y'all go.
Yeah, that's. I felt like she was calling them hoes, right? Yeah.
No, I feel like she was just, saying their clothing was just very, very provocative.
Okay.
Because these could be doctors, nurses, teachers, lawyers. We don't know.
They could be, but that's the point that I'm making. She said the way you dress doesn't determine who you are, and that's why I'm on the fence about that. On the one hand, yes, I agree that we are more than just the clothing we put on our body. But as I mature and learn better, for anybody who want to try, who knew me back then, as we know better, we do better. And if you want respect, and I hate that I sound like the old respectability politics, but I really do feel this way.
If you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay your attention. That's right there, bam.
To say that, oh, we were hoeing it or whatever she said, I don't know the exact words.
Yeah, that's what she
But
said.
what you wear doesn't define who you are, number one. Number two, we all were having a good time, and everybody that goes to Epcot pretty much wears, this is the trend. Everybody wears, the shirts with the skirts and hang with their girls.
This is a new trend because
Everybody
I
have
ain't
a good
never
time.
heard of people just going to
So
Epcot.
I'm naturally sick. I don't have a BBL. I don't have any surgery of any kind. Because you're not comfortable in your skin does not mean that I'm not comfortable in my skin. And Epcot was really fun. We had a ball. And as far as kids, who care? That's their kids.
And I feel like that is the problem right there. These people want to have these children and always want to holler about the village. And I don't know if this woman is a mother or not, but I'm going to bet $5 that she is. It's all about the village when you need help, when you need a babysitter. But forget them kids, and who cares what the kids think? At their place, you're at their place. You're not at a bar where there should not be children. It would be odd for children to be there. You're at their place, and you said you don't care. That's crazy. So she brought up something though.
Diabolical.
It is. So she brought up something in her clip where she was talking about naturally being thick. And I feel like here's where I definitely want your expertise when it comes to things, right? We have this, body positivity movement. It was had a big run for a moment. And again, we're watching people slim down, right? Whether they're taking Ozempic, gym culture is huge. We're watching people move away from body positivity. Even the brands that were championing this movement, we're seeing them revert back to thinner models. So as we explore this trend of these, she's like the girl said, it's a hot thing now. I got a couple of tennis skirts in there. I love skirts. I think it's cute. But we got to talk about
I got a couple pair of great skirts.
But I'm very body conscious. I grew up doing an extracurricular that forced me to be body conscious all the time. I actually feel like I might be able to say this. I have a tattoo on the back of my thigh that is at the exact measurement that the American standard at the time said that a skirt was appropriate. We used to have to put our hands down, and if past the fingertips wasn't acceptable, or was the only acceptable answer. I have a tattoo right at that line. The tattoo, I always say, if I'm getting dressed or something, I'm always like, oh, can you see my tattoo? If you say yes, let me go change real quick. If you say no, all right, we're good. And it's not a raunchy tattoo or anything. But anywho, it says ain't I a woman? An ode to the hypersexualization of the Black body. Anywho, I said all that to say, a lot of times I keep seeing discourse going back and forth of I saw people saying they see the girls at Disney and they have on bubble skirts and tennis skirts and stuff like that, and your butt is out, whatever, blah, blah. In the comments, I don't disagree with that. I think that's asinine. I do. I think we've got to do better as a people of time, place, all the things. But I keep seeing people in the comments saying white women are wearing this and nobody's saying anything to them. We have got to start dressing for our body type.
Clock it.
Every Black woman is not built the same. Every white woman is not built the same. Womanhood is not a monolith. So we're not saying per se that it's okay for white women to wear the little skirt and not us. What we're saying is you are double caked up at a children's event.
Double caked up on a Tuesday at Disney World. My God.
Doesn't mean you're not allowed to be there. It's a public park. You are allowed to be there. Your life matters as well. Your entertainment matters as well. But if you know there are kids around and you have your butt out, it gives me predator vibes. It gives me, I want little kids to be looking at my ass vibes.
Put them hoes on a registry. Put them on the website.
Because the crazy part about it, if again, like we see the women with if a man was walking around with the tip of his hanging out the bottom of his shorts, oh baby, it's freeze, nigga. Like,
what would be the difference? I completely agree with you. What would be the difference?
Right.
It's sexual assault to our eyes. That's crazy. I like how you're coming to our side.
Explain to me why you would think, hey, I'm about to go to a kid's event and cheeks. Now, hear me out when I say this, because I'm not above a little skirt. I'm not above a little skirt. I'm not above a little short. To know me is to know, as soon as the sun come out, thighs out. But there's a way to do it.
And a time and a place.
And then also, like, there are different things. Everybody can't wear everything. And I think that sometimes we get a little too body positive when we start thinking like, oh, it's freedom of whatever. Oh, I can wear whatever I want to wear. Hey, no.
All right, fashion stylist expert. What is your take on that? So let me just interject right here. I remember puberty. I feel like I started developing maybe a little sooner than normal. I would say around like 10 and a half, 11. I started to get a little shape. And my mom, rest her soul, used to love to put me in the big puffy dresses with the bobby socks and like the whole little princess thing. And I enjoyed that when I was a little girl, but I wanted nothing more than to dress like T and Tamara on Sister Sister when they was wearing their hair straight. But them dresses didn't fit me with my curves the same way it fit Tia and Tamara that were pretty much A-line up and down. And that was my first experience and my first understanding that everybody can't wear everything. So as a stylist, what is your take on that?
But yeah, you have to dress you have to dress for your shape. Like, you have to, like, you cannot be wearing jeans that are too tight and you look like busted can, like when it's just, you look stuffed in them. No, you're uncomfortable.
They be wearing that too.
Right. No. like someone my size cannot put cannot put this on.
Yeah.
You cannot.
We went through this a couple of weeks ago when you were styling me
make it
for
in your
that
size.
event.
Like Nene say, they make it in your size. If they can make it in your size, you know.
But no, I feel like that's the problem. That's literally the topic. Just because it's available in your size doesn't mean it looks good for your figure.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Because some women out here literally shaped like Oompa Loompas trying to put on two-piece bandage dresses and stuff. Yeah. No. You have to literally know what is, and that's why a stylist is important. But a stylist is a luxury, not a need.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So everyone doesn't need me because you can't afford the services. Not you just want to work every day. But when you put on an outfit, like,
can you give us some tips of like how to know to dress maybe for our proportions, how to know when,
like this here. Like this right here.
What type of, okay, so aren't there such thing as like a triangle shape, a pear shape, a square shape, right? Like, can you teach us that a little bit? Can you break that down for us a little bit?
Yes. So this is actually a real thing. A triangle shape, I don't want to throw it up because the people think it's a delta. Like, a triangle shape is this, bam. You're heavy at the bottom. So you need something that's going to accentuate your top. Like, you need to see, like this right here. Just because you can tie these around your titties, don't mean you need to put this on. You put this on, you put a button-down shirt underneath.
That is so Dolce coded. I love it.
And you put this on top. It's going to accentuate your tops. You're still going to get what you want out of it because it's going to accentuate your top area, but you're leaving something to the imagination of what's going on underneath there. And then a circle.
Well, okay, so if somebody wore a top like that, what type of bottom would you pair with it? Would you put booty shorts with it, or?
No. Well, Where's
Depending
the
on the
occasion?
client. Yeah, okay.
It's the
The
occasion.
time and the place. Love it.
Time and place. You can put some jeans on with it. You can put a pencil skirt. You can put on
Yeah.
a good pair of boyfriend jeans. You know, so it's just
Oh,
according
and
to
boyfriend jeans would be oversized, right?
Yes.
Just trying to make sure we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
You're not
The
going to be
time and the
showing
place.
everything at the same time.
Time and the place. Like you're not about to bust out. Hold on.
You better show the looks. Music's closet. Book him now.
Like, you know, that's when, you know, uphill. Like this top right here. I love this top.
That's cute.
I love this
Let me
top
hold
right
that.
here. Like this is literally a cute little simple dim
So
top.
what type of body type would you style it? Somebody who's like very narrow, would you style them in that, or do you think they would be swallowed up in it?
This is a small. You can't have no bigger than a B cup, like a B, B cup, because then you're going to start pulling at the fabric and it's going to look too small.
Mm-hmm.
So you literally need to be a B cup, B or smaller. I'm going to say, because this is a small, so hips.
I guess I was
probably
picturing with the
28,
trail in the back, somebody that had a little extra junk that might benefit them. I hate to, I'm really categorizing his outfit, but I feel like I could see somebody like in a gospel choir wearing that top. It's still trendy, it's hip, it's fashionable,
with a cute
but
pair
it's
of jeans and a
modest
heel.
and it cover. Yes, it can cover you appropriately. So
and it's still going to show your shape because you're not going. Don't tuck this shirt in. It's not a shirt to tuck in. So it's still going to it's going to show your hips because it does have the flare. So if you do have a little bit more, put the jeans on that fit, but it's still going to show, oh, you got something back there, bro.
Wow. So what we have just proven, a professional fashion stylist has just proved that you can still be sexy and you can still show off your figure without letting it all hang out. So to wrap things up, because we're going on an hour here, baby, I've loved having you. I do want to play one more opinion, one more take on this, and this time is from one of our brothers. All right. I thought this was an interesting take, and let's see what the people think.
Calling the women wearing bubble skirts to Disney hoes when they're not hoes. They're just selfish. The women are waking up. And I mean that. I just don't know how to interpret what you're seeing from your female counterpart because y'all been clapping real loud for everything they do. Ass out at Disney is where y'all draw the line, though. Okay. It's not them being hoes.
John, I'm going to take that from you. Okay, thank you.
I didn't even see this part.
Bubble skirts at Disney is
one of the garage.
Ludicrous and nuts on a regular period. Like wearing any type of outfit that exposes your rear end to children, toddlers. Husbands are walking with their children. Moms are holding, infants in their hands. And you got your whole...
Hold on, let me interject this too. We were talking about it being sexual assault. Imagine being a toddler. They're short. They're little people. In line, staring directly at your bare ass.
And some cheeks.
It's predatory. It's a little weird, y'all. It's weird. Sorry, let me let this guy finish. I didn't even hear his part, so I don't know what he about to say.
Whole booty meat just out here flapping. Hopefully you had a bath. Hopefully you had a bath.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if it was at a nightclub, cigar lounge, you know what I'm saying? A backyard party, a kick out, whatever. Okay, cool. We could make sense of it. This is an adult type of theme area, right? You went to Disneyland, Disney World, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, a children fantasy in paradise, a family-friendly environment. And you say, I'm going to hoe it up. I'm going to hoe it up. I ain't got no morals or understandings because that's what it is that when we saw the first bubble skirt and that girl was walking throughout Target with it and nobody said anything, they thought that was perfectly fine. Target. That is what let the gateway open for them to think going to Disney World was perfectly okay to wearing those bubble skirts. It's crazy. And on top of that, society's telling us that we're not supposed to shame them for doing situations like this. Oh, because it's not truly hurting anybody, we're not supposed to say anything. It is. You're stealing children's, you know what I'm saying, innocence, because you want to wear an outfit that's inappropriate to their venue. Because anytime you tell somebody, yo, every outfit has a time and place, y'all don't like hearing that because y'all want to wear anything you want, anywhere. Y'all see them pixie dresses? Yeah, I want to walk through Walmart with that.
All right, we got his point. I agree with that. So to close things up, Ryan, what do you think? Is it body positivity? Have we just gone too damn far? Are we too far gone?
No, I think
What's the verdict?
I think we are at a place in a space and time where mentally we are boots on the ground, okay? And what is there else to do? Like, I don't know people. I don't know people's financials. I don't know people's mental. You know, but if you can't go, what's that girl say? If you can't go to, where else can you go?
If you can't go to Bella Noches, where the hell can you go?
I think that's just where people are, where they are mentally. Like she said, her homegirl said, we about to go have some fun. We about to go live it up. We about to go to Epcot. Now, they didn't have a child in sight with them. Clearly, it was just them and their homegirl. So they're reliving their youthful, they're reliving their youth, right? So they're trying to go into a space mentally where, baby, life is just throw it up, let's go.
The generation of Delulu.
And I think that's just where a lot of people are, you know, not trying to make it serious, but like life is happening for a lot of us. Life is crashing. And so we are people of, we make it, we have this one life and we're gonna live this one life, right? So I'm gonna live it the best way I know how to the day I die. So I'm gonna be comfortable. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna drink what I want to drink, and make it last forever. Okay. So those women said they're going to Epcot. They're going to, you know. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm never going to just say, hey, let's go to Epcot for a trip. Because for one, I don't like roller coasters. Two, I don't like walking around that much. Three, it's expensive as fuck. Sorry. So for them women to say that, that was literally a mental choice. And
well, here's the thing. I'll say this. The first time I went to Disneyland, I was 10 years old, which was still a child, but
I've never been to Disneyland or Disney World.
And when I went to Disney World, I actually went twice as an adult, one at 18 and then again at 19. And it really, I mean, I had fun. I like theme parks. I like doing little corny stuff, right? Some of my friends, people, sometimes people get too cool for stuff, or it's just not their thing, and that's fine too. But I really enjoyed it, but I never would have shown up dressed like that. And I hear you. I think you brought up a good point.
You are going to have a family. So that's a place I would expect you to say, hey, I'm taking my kids to, once you get kids, like that's a family.
Well, yeah, I would definitely go back. But I'm saying I didn't go when I went at 18 and 19. It was spring break from college. So probably the same age as these young ladies. But I had the wherewithal, and it was a different time, but I had the wherewithal to not dress like that. Don't clock it and watch yourself.
No, I'm saying when was that though? Like what, between what years?
08, 09, 07, 08.
Different back then. Fashion was different.
That's what I was about to say. Fashion was different as well. But also just that wherewithal, the people I was with wouldn't have, because we could have wore a little sleazy stuff too. No, don't clock it. In fact, I'll say this: American Apparel. If you remember that, I don't know if that was an East Coast thing, but American Apparel was like the look.
We had one in Houston.
So there was this little A-line skater skirt. If my body was still T like it was, I used to love wearing that little skirt, and it was short, just like these little girls' tennis skirts.
Apparel was to me gave me real Gap vibes.
I mean, it was like 80s athletic wear, but listen to what I'm trying to say. There at the same period. In fact, one of the outfits that I was wearing to Disney, I wish I had the pictures that I could pull up. The top was also from American Apparel. But this particular skirt, I could have worn that to Disney because it was out, right? In other words, that look, that style, the little short shorts and showing off the legs thing, that was out during that time as well. But I never would have thought to wear that to a theme park. Because here's the other thing that I had a video pulled up, but I didn't even get to talk about it. Imagine just the hygiene of that. You're sitting down on these sweaty, hot ass seats and your bare ass is out. So you don't know what you're picking up. You don't know what you're leaving behind. So like the guy that started off the video said, it's selfish. It's all just selfish. It's, I don't care when you heard the woman, Justice Princess Tiana say it. I don't care what nobody thought. I was cute. I was sexy. Me and my friends had a good time. We didn't hurt nobody. We don't care. And that's the problem. That's the whole problem that we got to break down. I know, like you said, we're all going through things. And that probably is a form of escapism. They really, here's the sad part. I really don't think that they thought the outfits all the way through. In their mind, it's cute. And it, again, it's cute on campus, which maybe not. It would be cute at a cookout or a barbecue. So why couldn't I wear it to an amusement park? But it's just inappropriate. So thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, you can't wear this to Disney. Okay?
Yeah, you look silly.
You can't wear this to Disney.
You can't wear that to the mayor's ball. Maybe that's for Grammys. That's for the VMAs. That's for, you know what I mean? It's for at the right place and the right time. It could actually look. It's avant-garde.
You can't wear that.
It's
to
hot.
Disney. You can't wear that to Disney.
You better show us your closet. Well, as you give us a look around your showroom, Ryan, Muse's Closet, why don't you go ahead, tell us where we can follow you, keep up with you, how we can book your services.
You can book my services at Muse's Closet, MUSESKLOSET. Send me a message, follow me, DM me.
Where? Instagram, Facebook, TikTok?
Don't do facing. Don't do. About to get off of Twitter, baby. About to get off of Insta. Y'all better go find me somewhere because I ain't supporting none of these apps no more. Okay, we are in a fight. Okay, so Muse's Closet. You know, you can email me at musescloset@gmail.com. Okay, so, or you get with Bobby Penn. She know how to reach me. I'm horrible at this.
No, for real. Go ahead, shoot him an email. And the only app that I'm fighting is trying to get my subscribers up and my views up right here on YouTube. So if you're watching me on YouTube, I see the viewers out there. I appreciate y'all for sticking with us for a whole hour.
How many viewers did we have?
A lot. All right. So make sure you go ahead and click the subscribe button. Please click like and go ahead and share this video with some other people. Join in the conversation in the comments and make sure that you follow me everywhere at Bobby Penn. That's BOBBYPEN, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and right here on YouTube. Stay tuned for my next live. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.